Now it's time for this afternoon's session of Children's GBC on a Wednesday afternoon with George Buxton, as he gets to present a load of programmes today, including the return of Harry Jeremy for April Fools. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Children's GBC on a fine Wednesday afternoon. All right, then. So we got lots of your favourite programmes, including an old favourite of Harry Gordon's Harry Jeremy. Now, that's the very programme that we haven't had for quite a long while. Yeah, well, not since that we used to premiere these, but that was because at least now Herbert won't have to put up with I won't have to put up with him calling me Harry Armpits. Don't know why. But that's Harry Jeremy later on this afternoon. But first on Children's GBC, it's Sodor Railway Tales, original version. And I think that today's story is called Escape.
Escape. Douglas had taken the midnight.
And that was Sodor Railway Tales, the original version. Yeah, because it was gone back to 2022, but when Escape Stories have made, as well as the others. Anyway, so that's that for today. So now, on Children's GBC, which is coming up next, it's Harry Jeremy. Now, if you remember, back on the 1st of April, right, but when we had April Fool's Day, which is only about 8 days ago, well, I know it's a bit late for this one. Now, because 1st of April was only on April Fools. So here is a very special episode, especially perfect for April. Here's Harry Jeremy. And today, someone is playing jokes on Harry Jeremy. And I wonder who it could be. Let's find out.
What do you say? He's not a superhero, nor a poet, or a king. He doesn't drive a car or do much of anything, but he's Harry.
Scary? No, Harry.
He has no superpowers, and I've never seen him fly. No secret hideaway, and no all-seeing eye. He's just Harry.
Harry.
He's most definitely Harry.
Harry.
His name is Jeremy, and he's Harry.
Harry.
Unquestionably.
Today's the 1st of April. April Fool's Day. Happens once a year.
Was Harry Jeremy. So it was Chuckosaurus who have played jokes on him. And as well as that Harry Jeremy was trying to get back at him, well, I guess it never worked out well in the end. Anyways, that's Harry Jeremy. So moving on to the next one now. Now, if you remember that particular episode of Postman Pat that you saw on Children's FTV back then, well, here it is. For the first time on Children's GBC, here's Postman Pat. And I think that we're on to the Crossgrove Hall era now. And today's episode is called Postman Pat and the Runaway Kite. Well, so will Postman Pat rescue Jess from flying too much? Let's find out.
Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. Early in the morning, just as day is dawning, He picks up all the post bags in his van. Postman Pat,
Firmly on the ground from now on.
Postman Pat, can you guess what's in his bag? Is there a letter? Meow. Is there a parcel? Meow. Is there a postcard? Meow. What's left? Just the cat. Postman Pat, can you guess what's in his bag? Meow.
And that was Postman Pat. Yep, I'm so glad that Jess was nice and safe on the ground from now on. Yeah, even though cats can't fly. Well, he did now. So anyways, speaking of flying though, here we have another episode of Bertie the Bat. And I think we're on episode 7 this time. And then penultimately, in the next few weeks or so, 3 more episodes to go, and then that's it, because it'll be a short-lived series as well as the Herbs, the first series, and a bit of it on the parsley. So yeah, here's Bertie the Bat anyway.
One evening when the sky was a particularly good shade of pink. When they'd finished, the evening breeze gave one small puff. And that was it. The end of the purple sky mystery.
And that was Bertie the Bat. Well, let me tell you one thing. Yeah, I have never knew that there would be a pink sky, no doubt. But anyways, now, the next program now is The Amazing Adventures of Morph. And once again, we have our double bill. And I think that this time, it's episodes 11 to 12. Yeah, so it's just only a double bill of it. So here's The Amazing Adventures of Morph, with Tony Hart himself and
One day when they looked out, there was nothing but white everywhere. It had been snowing, and soon they were all out on the hillside enjoying themselves. And don't let the bed bugs bite. Outside it was snowing heavily, and after tea, Grandmorph was telling them all about the Yeti. Sleep tight. But during the night it started snowing again, and all the footprints were completely covered over.
And that was The Amazing Adventures of Morph double bill. So the next program now is Boogaboo. And I think that today's guest is Kim Marsh. Well, I've never heard of her before, but you'll soon see the special guest in today's episode of Bookaboo. And I wonder what story is Kim Marsh is going to read to him this time. We'll find out, won't we?
He's a real rock dog and he plays the drums in his rock and roll band. He tours the world in his poker box to meet the screaming fans. He's on the cover of every magazine that's ever been. A story a day. Oh yeah.
A story a day, or I just can't play. Look through here, turn this, Pause. Oh, hello there. Have you checked a book today?
And that was Bookaboo. Well, mind you, that was a bit of a weird story. And if you're wondering what today's story was, it was called The Cow That Laid an Egg. The cow that laid an egg? Swah, 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 swah. Ruffle, ruffle, oi. Never mind. I think he was trying to stop me from stealing Microsoft Sam's Life, when really is in a public domain. But anyways, now I'm moving on to the next program now, and it's going to be Brum. And today's episode is called Brum and the Runaway Pram. So, can Brum save the pram from being in danger? You know, especially with a baby in her? Let's find out. And that was Brum. Well, let me tell you one thing. I am so glad that Brum has managed to save a pram from running away. Yeah, because, I mean, without him, the baby would have ended up in the road. We don't want that to happen, do we? No, of course we don't. But anyways, now, speaking of babies, here we have our next program now, and it's the Dino Babies. And in today's episode, it's called The Egg and Them. Well, if you think that green eggs and hams are the best thing in Dr. Seuss, well, wait till you see this episode, because it's all about eggs and socks.
Dino babies playing in the prehistoric sand. Sometimes Truman tells his stories to the Dino baby clan. Dino babies make believe they could be anyone. Dino babies having fun. Franklin's shy while Stanley thinks he can do anything. And baby brother Marshall tries to get into the game. Dak the pterodactyl baby flies through in a whirl. Dak is making trouble in the Dino Babies world. Dino Babies on the run, run, run. Dino Babies on the run. Lorrea, Dino Baby girl, likes to talk it out. She helps Truman with his stories, which puts Truman in a pout. Dino Babies run beneath the prehistoric sun. Dino Babies having fun.
Grandmommy. Yuck. I'm too young to be a grandparent. Let's go play!
the Dino Babies. Well, let me tell you one thing. That was an excellent program. Boom, boom. Children's GBC, we bring you cordial gags up to date. Alright, so the next program now is everyone's favourite cartoon rabbit, or should I just say cartoon heroic rabbit, Bucky O'Hare. And today's episode is called The Search for Bruce. I don't even know who Bruce is. Well, certainly it can't be the shark from Finding Nemo, because otherwise Bucky would have been eaten alive by a shark if it was named Bruce. That would be a stupid idea. But anyways, here's Bucky O'Hare.
In another dimension, another time and space, a parallel universe is falling on its face. When out of the chaos, who else could it be but the animal adventurers from SPACE? Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! Mutants and aliens and toads beware! You're looking for adventure? Well, this is it! With Jenny, Deadeye, Blinky, and Willie DeWitt, I said Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare!
And now an update on Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars.
In the battle of the universe, you don't know what's next. You only know amphibians are made it complex. When you check out your scanner and the evil that it woke, there's only one course of action. Let's cook us some toads! Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! He goes where no ordinary rabbit would dare. If your righteous indignation has suffered a hit, and your photon accelerator is broken a bit, and you're losing your mind, and you're having a fit, get the funky fresh rabbit who can take care of it. Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! You say Bucky! I said Bucky! Bucky O'Hare! Let's croak us some toads!
Bucky, go croak us some toads.
In another dimension, another time and space, a parallel universe is falling on its face. When out of the chaos, who else could it be but the animal adventurers from SPACE? Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! Mutants and aliens and toads beware! You're looking for adventure? Well, this is it! With Jenny, Deadeye, Blinky, and Willie DeWitt, I said Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare!
And now an update on Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars.
In the battle of the universe, you don't know what's next. You only know amphibians are made it complex. When you check out your scanner and the evil that it woke, there's only one course of action. Let's cook us some toads! Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! He goes where no ordinary rabbit would dare. If your righteous indignation has suffered a hit, and your photon accelerator is broken a bit, and you're losing your mind, and you're having a fit, get the funky fresh rabbit who can take care of it. Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! You say Bucky! I said Bucky! Bucky O'Hare! Let's croak us some toads!
That was Bucky O'Hare. Well, I'm so glad that the search for Bruce is over. And I wasn't on about the shark. Well, not this time anyway. Now, moving on to the next program now, as we go into The Legends of Treasure Island. And today's episode, it's called Flint's Return. Was The Legend of Treasure Island. Yeah, what an awesome cartoon it was, and I'm so glad that Flint has made his return. So, anyways, the next program now, and this is the first for Children's GBC, and this is sadly the last program up for this afternoon, and it's called Maid Marian and Her Merry Man. And I think at today's episode, and it all begins with how the band got together. Well, let's find out what we're up to first when they've met together. Really.
Mud, all over the street. It sticks to your feet. It's mud. Mud. You get it in your hair, you get it everywhere. That mud. Brown mud. There's a mad, bad king, and he's called King John, and he sits on a big, bad throne. And he takes all the people's money, and he won't leave the people alone. He taxes their farms, he taxes their homes, he taxes their flesh and blood. He lives for the pleasure of counting his treasure, but all that the people gotta eat is mud. Mud. They eat mud pies that are covered in flies, just mud. Sweet mud. They make mud spread and they spread it on their bread, that's mud.
Rabies, please don't sneeze!
Achoo!
Marianne, why don't you carry on with what you're doing? 'Cause there's always trouble brewing. You gotta find a way to make a better day. Oh, Marianne, why don't you carry on with your merry men and make heroes out of each of them? You got to find a place to make a better space. Whoa, Marianne,
That was Maid Marian and Her Merry Men. Well, let me tell you one thing. Now I understand for why these bands have to be together. So I guess this is why this program's called Maid Marian and Her Merry Men. Although it should have been said Maid Marian and Her 7 Merry Men. Yeah, because otherwise we would have had Little John, a certain sensible old coot. I can't remember though. But anyways, that's pretty much about it this afternoon on Children's GBC. And I'm sure that will be back again on Thursday, which is tomorrow, of course. And of course, now I'm pretty sure that Crash and Harry Gordon will be here tomorrow morning. So do not miss it. So I'll see you soon for that. Bye bye, everyone. Bye. You're watching GTV, and after about 99 episodes of The Bernie Show, here is the 100th episode of a program. And here's your host, George Buxton.
This is the small house where everything is peaceful there. Everything is all wonderful up until one day something strange happens. Those pesky Muppets just turned up. So, here comes the Bernie gang, crazy and laughs. They do some stuff is what they can do. Bernie, yo bro, Daddy Punch, and so many others. He and his mates all knew what's coming. The gags, the craze, something that everyone can't lie to make them laugh. So because of their own silly lives, it's all happening here on The Bernie Show! The Bernie Show.
Hello, everybody. Well, I don't know about you, but here I am. Now, this is obviously the 100th episode of The Bernie Show. And I'll say goodbye to all of you, whenever that might be. So it's time for me to say bye-bye, everybody. Well, I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Right, now, let's hand over to the music video now, with some end credits to follow. Right, take it away, puppets.
Hey! Like a hand spider. Now that's how it says it's time to give an answer to the call. We can hold our feelings back. We're human after all.
Dandy, Fanny's fine and dandy, but a handshell comes in handy.
If it is pretty sweet.
It should be walking bandy.
People often say to me, Lady P or FAB is as an actress I'm a good one, whereas Kyle is rather wooden.
For everyone out there who's dim, in fact, I'm really working him. Now, pardon me for being rude, but look, here's Sooty in the news.
What's that, Sooty? Sooty says he's bad and he wants to get down. Oh, there you go then, Sooty.
Without a hand.
Oh, there was a thing!
Hey, maybe there's no bad thing.
Everybody needs a friendship understand.
Yes, everybody needs a big head. Oh.
Everybody needs a helping hand sometimes.
Without an end.
Everybody needs a friend to understand.
Everybody needs
Everybody needs a helping hand.
Whee! So there you have it, viewers. That was YouTube and TV history of The Bernie Show. And sadly, it's gone for good because of Jack with a Fortune, who have now retired from being on YouTube. And I'm sure that we'll have a special episode of the animated series of The Bearsons, which is hopefully is going to be happening tomorrow afternoon as well, for when they get to meet the Bernie gang for the first time ever. And if you think that meeting the Bernie gang would have been good, well, today's episode of the animated series is going to be called The Bearsons Gets to See the Project Hail Mary posters at the local cinema. Oh! Everybody, this is it. Well, it's that time again to see how their adventure just ends there, and something finding upsetting to see. We all had a joy, but then love to go through just to see you on our song. So we sing the Bearson blues. It all comes there. Because you thought that the fun should never end, but you wish that it all came true. But here's one thing just for you. Just try acting the best of the best, and mix that in with a cave and the daylight and the moonlight. But don't forget to bring in the best show too. So we sing the best songs, and that's all there is to see for now. Booyah! George Buxton! This is GTV. Yeah, seems that we're now back to normal now, and I hope everyone's enjoyed that sort of laughing their heads off because of a Bearsons episode. Anyways, back to today. Here's Neighbours, as always.